Spring Piston Rifle Fever!
Good morning. Welcome to Spring Piston Rifle Fever. This will be part 2 of Break Barrel Air Rifle Boot Camp. So, Break Barrel Air Rifle Boot Camp is going to have to do with more than just a spring piston. Gas piston rifles are also included in this. The series is going to be to help inform you what to look for, how to shoot better, how to get better groups, what pellets are recommended, and a lot of that's going to be dictated by what your barrel likes in your air rifle. So on the table right here, this is going to be considering what power levels, who's going to be shooting the rifles, and if you have a youth, and this is not for little kids, this is for like 12-ish year old, maybe a big 10-year-old could shoot this. This is the HW30S, also known in the United States as the Beeman R7. This is a 177 caliber rifle. I have a hammer scope on here. It's a 3-9 by 32 adjustable objective. This rifle here with this spring, it's got a Vortex spring in it, is getting right on the edge of 8 foot-pounds of energy with the Air Arms 8.4 grain pellets that I'm using out of this. So this is my HW95 Luxus. This is a 22 caliber spring piston rifle, and with the mainspring in this one, I am getting up to 17 foot-pounds of energy. Depending on what spring you have, in the power plant you have, and the elevation, and even the weather, can dictate how much energy you get out of your air rifle. This series today is going to be about what to look for when shopping for break barrel air rifles. So with this HW95, I'm going to just do some shots right here. I got a target set at 20 yards while I talk to you. So this HW95 has a reputation of not being pellet picky, and so do the whole Weihrauch HW line of air rifles. Some of the top line of break barrel air rifles are, of course, Weihrauch, Diana, Fineworks bow. I don't even know if they're producing them anymore. Every once in a while I'll see one on Airguns of Arizona. Webley, which was owned by England at one time, produced great air rifles. I've never shot one, but I've seen reviews and they were very accurate. They were taken over by Hatsan, and the quality control went downhill. So I'm just going to do a three-shot group of each, and then we'll have on camera, the camera pointing at me, to show you the accuracy of these rifles. So this is H&N Field Target Trophy pellets. And now I'm going to try to remember everything I want to share with you on what to look for. So when you're looking for a break barrel air rifle, reviews is a very valuable resource. When you see a ton of bad reviews or a lot of mixed ones, say like 50-50, where somebody's saying, yeah, this air rifle, this Hatsan 95 was great, it's pack driving just like the HW95, the Weihrauch HW95, and then the next person says that, wow, I can't even get a 2-inch group at 20 yards. So when you look at reviews like that, you can conclude that the quality control at the factory is not the best. You might get a good one and you might not. Not too bad of a group, not the best. All right, so I shot those, and I'm going to go left to right, and we'll share all that stuff later. We're going to shoot a little bit of an off-brand. A lot of people know it, so I can't say it's totally off-brand. And I don't even know how these are going to do in here. So these are the Apollo domed hollow point pellets. They're a 14.6 grain pellet, which I had shot them out of one of my springers before. I'm not sure if I shot them out of this, and they did decent. They did really good, actually. Well, definitely had a higher impact than the H&N Field Target Trophy pellets. So, air rifles, what to look for, you want to look for reputation too. And like the Weyrauch line has a very good reputation of being very accurate, with more than enough energy on target to take your game, your small game. Diana has a really good reputation also. And I hate to say this because of the plastic breech block and wet plastic wedge detent, even Gamo has a fairly good following. And I just sold my Gamo Whisper Fusion Mach 1 22 caliber, and that was putting out about 21 foot-pounds of energy. I tested it the other day before I shipped it to my friend, and I did 5 shots, and it was pinky tip size group, just like a Weyrauch. So just because it's a budget rifle doesn't mean that it won't be accurate. But with the build quality, it might not last as long. It won't last as long. Well, this shot group is opening up a little bit. This barrel here on this Weyrauch is a little more pellet picky than my other Weyrauchs. Yeah, maybe I'll do one more shot, because when you change pellets, you have to lead in the barrel just a little bit, if that makes any sense at all, because 2 are close together now. Yeah, those 3 are touching, so that looks really good. So I'll shoot the Crosman Premier hollow point pellet next. So, all right, getting back to the reviews and what to look for. There is tons of different air rifle videos, but not many of them show the true accuracy of an air rifle. They show how to diesel your air rifle, how to get all these obnoxious high numbers that newbies ooh and ah about. But what it's doing with the grease inside of the piston, when they diesel it, it's melting your piston seal. It's going to be working on your breech seal also. It's going to be working on breaking that down. So it's not a good thing. It's turning your air rifle into sort of a powder burner, because you're having an explosion going on in your inside of your rifle. It shoots these Crosman Premier hollow point pellets pretty well also. Personally, I try to stick to the H&N Field Target Trophies with this rifle because it really likes them, and it hasn't let me down. I don't get wild flyers and stuff usually, unless I screw up. Those 2 are touching. So the further out it gets, the more important the right pellet is, of course. So that first group is better, or that last group is better than the H&N Field Target Trophy pellets. So we'll go on to this lesser power spring piston rifle, and we'll take a few shots with that. I'll do it at a different spot because I don't want to mess up my pasties. This will help warm it up anyhow. So this one's really easy to break the barrel. This has a ball detent in it right there. And down below there's a hole. That's a transfer port hole. That's not where the ball locks up. Not at all. The ball locks up below that little crossbar right there. So this one here, I would call a joy to use. It's so light, and that's important. This also can be used to take rabbits, cottontails, squirrels, It's not something that you would want to take really long shots with. This would be perfect for your garden if you had, say for instance, a pest problem, your beans were getting eaten up or something like that. So this one here is super nice and super accurate. It sounds funny, the shot cycle, because it's so quick. The compression chamber in here, this is the compression chamber, is so short that when I shoot a pellet through there, it's like that and it's locked up. So, like I said, when you're looking through reviews, I'll hold this since it's so nice looking. When you're looking through reviews for your air rifle, you want to look at a few different things. You want to find accuracy. If the person's just dieseling their air rifle to show how fast it shoots, that isn't something you want to be concerned with. You don't want to be concerned with somebody shooting tin cans. Shooting a tin can is fine and it's fun, especially when you move them out further, like a real challenge. Like, I don't know if I can hit this or not. You're lobbing your pellets out trying to drill it, which can be a blast, especially in low wind. Those are a few things to look for. The build quality. This has extreme build quality. The steel breech block up here is big and it's reliable. The reputation, Diana, Weihrauch, Fineworks Bow, and the old Webley, some of the older German rifles that are not in production anymore have a really good reputation. So that's something you want to look for. But if you can't afford that, you can start going down the line to find something to fit you. There's no need to think you have to go bankrupt and buy something like this right away. If that's the case with you, you can save up your money over time, and then when the time is right and the price is right, you can buy one. That being said, it would be a good idea to buy a high-end spring piston rifle as quickly as you could. Like I said, accuracy, build quality. This has a steel trigger. This trigger guard is steel. It's got a rubber butt pad. It has the reputation of lasting eons. I have several Diana air rifles that are up to 30 years old and older that are great. Still super accurate. They're ones I didn't pre-own. I bought them from other people through an auction, and they are great rifles. So far as when you go on the budget end, as I have learned, Gamo has bought Crosman, and apparently they are starting to produce plastic breech blocks. That being said, a friend of mine said that his new, what is it? It's basically the XS, there's so many different names. It's basically the XS19, Visico 19, if I'm saying that right. But they put a plastic breech block and a plastic wedge detent in that now. But he said that he is getting great accuracy out of it, and that's all that matters, because it was really cheap. It was only like $109 or something like that. Nevertheless, we are going to take you down range and show you what these two rifles can do. And I'll start off with the HW30S, and well, which is in my hand, dummy. HW30S, and that'll be on the left hand, which will look right to you. And then we'll go to the HW95 facing me. So these are two high quality break barrel air rifles. I hope I'm covering everything I wanted to cover for a new person into spring piston rifles, or even a seasoned person, and they just want more ideas. One of the other air spring piston rifles I did not mention was Air Arms, which many consider to have a better build quality than the Weihrauchs. I don't really know. I don't own any. What I do know is the price is super high compared to these, and they don't make any more break barrel air rifles. They only make two underlevers spring piston rifles, the Pro Sport and the TX200. I wouldn't mind having one day. It's not majorly important to me. All I care about is my rifles are fun and accurate. So we're going to take you down range and do a little shooting. said, we'll share some of the accuracy here. We'll start with the very bottom. So I was really surprised when I was shooting the HW95 while I was talking on camera. Personally, I think that my concentration wasn't the best. We got a little wind and I'm making all sorts of excuses, but this is the H&N Field Target Trophy pellets out of the HW95. 3 shots, which easily is covered with a dime. And next I shot the Apollo Hollow Points, which is a 14.6 grain pellet. The first shot went up here, and I do think that's because the barrel needed to be reseasoned. If you switch pellets all the time, most likely your first several shots are going to be flyers. But the rest of them easily fit under a dime. And then I shot the Crosman Premier Hollow Point pellets, and look at that shot group. That covers that with a dime easily. There goes my dime. So I want to show you one more thing, that how small some of these shot groups are. So here's the Crosman Premier Hollow Point pellet, and I'm just going to stick a .22 caliber pellet right in that hole. So now you got an idea of how small that shot group is. Sideways, the pellet is as big as the group. So it's really hard to show, but once again, the pellet is not too much smaller than that group there. And here was with the H&N Field Target Trophy pellets. I'll roll another .22 caliber pellet up there, if you can see that, if the camera's picking that up, hopefully. And then I did my 5 shot groups. So with the HW30, my first shot was definitely a flyer, so I shot 5 or 6 more times. I don't remember which there, but once again, that shot group is about the same size as a .22 caliber pellet right there. You can tell from the tip of my pinky that it is. Then I shot the HW95 .22 caliber, and I used the H&N Field Target Trophy pellets, but maybe I should have used the Crosman Premier Hollow Points. And this rifle really likes them. The only problem is it dirties up the barrel very quickly. So if you shoot a pellet like that, you're going to have to clean your barrel a lot more. But the first shot was a flyer. That definitely was a flyer right there. Actually, I would say it was my trigger control. It's, if you put your finger too far one direction or the other, I think it was my trigger control. I don't remember for sure 100%. But anyhow, it was a flyer and I was not very happy with it. Then I had one down there, and then everything else stacked right up there. Dude, just like an Eclipse. The dime almost covers everything. Even with that flyer, the dime covers everything. So that's cool. So as far as searching for your budget air rifle, it's going to be a lot of you looking through reviews. And I understand that. Who wants to buy an expensive air rifle? I sold my Whisper Fusion Mach 1 to Joe for like $100. So he got a pretty good deal on that. He had to pay shipping, but that's a good rifle. And hopefully it'll last for many, many years for him and put bunnies on the table. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I'd highly appreciate a subscribe. I'd highly appreciate a like for the video. I say God bless every one of you. Stay safe, stay free, and have a great